much of what we teach goes against what they've learned in school.
We have 2,000 colleges out there, but how do you decide?
Almost nothing you learn in high school is measured by the SAT.
If I recall, it was kind of stressful.
This is not your typical exam.
Think of it from Jim and Pam's point of view.
Use the process of elimination. You must guess.
The number one secret to gaining admission to college.
Geez, Puffs, it is.
I ask myself what Joe Bloggs would do, and I do the opposite.
That's astounding.
Easy questions have easy answers. There is an art to applying to college. What's the capital of Malawi?
The weird answer was the correct one.
But now I want you to think about how this is going to impact your life before you.
Welcome to your guide to college admissions and the SAT, the Princeton Review Student Admissions Television.
Hi there, and welcome to the Princeton Review Student Admissions Television. We're here to help you find and help you get into the right college.
We'll show you how to look at schools and then cover what goes into a winning application. We'll speak with some experts and find out what college admissions officers are really looking for, why they accept some applications and reject others.
And we'll deal with the PSAT and SAT. You might be asking yourself, what are these tests? How important are they, and how can I improve my scores on them?
First thing you should do, though, is grab a pencil and a piece of paper, or better yet, pop a tape into the VCR and record the program. We're going to give you a lot of information pretty quickly. By the way, you might have noticed that each of us is on a different college campus. I'm Lauren, and I'm coming to you from an Ivy League school on the East Coast.
My name is Peter, and I'm at a large West Coast school.
And I'm Betsy, thrilled to be speaking to you from my alma mater here in the Midwest.
Now, before we discuss what kind of college might be right for you, let's get an overview of the college application process.
Betsy, Lauren, and I met in the studio recently to discuss the art of the application.
Let's all take a look at a picture of how these things really work and what the various parts of the application are.
And more to the point, what the colleges think is important. We've organized things in this way. Here is the pie. It's how we break down the different parts of your application and what they say about you.
Basically, it has two halves, academic and everything else.
Here's the thing. With so many people spending so much time talking about, preparing for, and generally going crazy over the SAT, they're often surprised to realize just how small a slice of the pie it really is. The quarter remaining is accounted for by your SAT score. So you see, it doesn't count for as large a portion of the pie as you might have originally thought. So the point is, there is an art to applying to college that goes way beyond just scoring well in the SATs. You need to pick a variety of schools and then craft a complete application that really shows off all of your best qualities. Let's talk a little more about grades. For most schools, your grade point average is incredibly important. Often, admissions officers will compare your GPA to your SAT scores to see if the two are consistent. Now, the question is often asked whether it's better to get good grades in easy classes or just okay grades in hard classes. Almost nothing you learn in high school is measured by the SAT. Along with some basic math and some tough vocabulary, what the SAT does measure is your ability to take a multiple choice test like the SAT. That's why it's possible to improve your score in a relatively short amount of time. Now, first of all, you should not, I repeat, should not finish every question on the test. You don't have to do that to get a good score. In fact, you shouldn't answer every question on the SAT. This is not your typical exam. In high school, if you get 2/3 of the questions right on a test, you'll only get a D, right? But on the SAT, if you get 2/3 of, say, the math section right, you'll score a 550, and that's well above average. Almost everyone can raise his or her score by slowing down. Anyone who scores less than a 700 in either the math or the verbal section is hurting their score if they're finishing a section. Okay, now let's talk about answering questions. And I've got a question for you. What's the capital of Malawi? You don't know? All right, well, let's look at the question in a different way. Is the capital of Malawi Washington, D.C., or Paris, or Tokyo, or London? How about Lilongwe? I'll bet that most of you chose E, Lilongwe. Rather than identify it as the correct answer, you were able to eliminate the incorrect answer choices. That's something called the process of elimination, or POE, and it's one of our most important test-taking concepts. Now, you might say, why look for wrong answers instead of right ones? And I'll tell you, wrong answers are easier to find.
You must guess. Even if you can only eliminate one incorrect answer choice, guessing is likely to improve your score.
Okay, let's look at it another way. Suppose you were in a terrible accident and you lost 4 of your fingers and had only your thumb left. So you scoop up your fingers and you rush to the doctor, where he or she says they can do an operation. Now, if the operation is successful, you'll regain the use of your whole hand. If the operation is not successful, you're going to lose the remaining thumb. What do? Do you take the risk of having the operation?
I think I'd have the operation and go for it. Because take the chance, have the operation. I'll absolutely take the chance. Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah, I mean, the thumb doesn't do you so much good as much as 5 fingers. You might as well stick with the whole set.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because look at the thumb without the rest of your fingers.
I'd go with the chance that I could lose my thumb because I'd still want to risk it because I'm that kind of a person.
Okay, now it's kind of a disgusting example, sorry, but the point is you could get your whole hand back, or the whole question right. Now, isn't it worth risking your thumb to get back the use of the rest of your fingers? Sure it is. For the same reason, you must guess on the SAT. And by the way, you'll almost always be able to eliminate at least one answer choice, and that makes the numbers even more compelling. But even if you can't, if you spend more than 10 seconds on any SAT question, you must answer it. Now back to the SAT. We asked Adam Robinson, one of the co-founders of the Princeton Review and the author of Cracking the SAT, to tell us how he created one of our best techniques for taking the SAT. So how does the Joe Bloggs technique help you on the test? Well, there's a little Joe in everyone. If I say the word cat, what do you say?
Dog.
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 Peanut butter.
Jelly.
Everyone has a kind of predictable Joe Bloggs response. On easy questions, those kinds of answers will be correct. Easy questions have easy answers. So when you're on an easy question and you think you have the right answer, just pick it and move on. Joe Bloggs got it right, and so will you. On the difficult questions, though, those are the answer choices you want to avoid. The answer that Joe thinks is correct, the peanut butter jelly kind of answer, the one that just looks right, is what you want to avoid. Hard questions have hard answers. We told you earlier that a company called ETS writes the SAT. We thought you might like to see ETS, so we took a little trip there recently. ETS is located outside Princeton, New Jersey, on a beautiful 400-acre estate that used to be a hunting club. It sells not only the SAT, but also about 500 other tests, including ones for CIA agents, golf pros, travel agents, firefighters, and barbers. The buildings where the SAT is written are surrounded by woods and hills. There's a swimming pool, a goose pond, a baseball diamond, lighted tennis courts, and jogging trails. For a non-profit company, they have some pretty swanky digs. And who at ETS actually sits down and writes the questions? Nobel Prize winners? Famous professors?
Nope. Normal people like you and me write this test. They're not geniuses. They're just people whose job it is to write questions. A guy named Jim takes care of the math questions on the test, and a woman named Pam takes care of the verbal questions.
Let's talk SAT verbal again. We join Princeton Review verbal instructor Chris Johnson teaching analogies. Making a sentence with the STEM words is one of the keys to solving analogy problems. In fact, it's important enough to try out one more of them. Now, as we all know, you hit the ball with the mallet when you play polo. By the way, this is a real SAT question. You can see why rich students might do better than poor students. So let's take a look at the answer choices. A. Do you hit the ball with a putter when you play club? No, eliminate it. B. Do you hit the ball with a bat when you play baseball? Yeah, keep it. C. Do you hit the ball with a field when you play football? No, lose it. D. Do you hit the ball with a puck when you play hockey? No, it's gone. E. Do you hit the ball with a lane when you play bowling? Nope, cross it out. The answer must be B. This is a pretty simple skill, but you'll only get good at it if you practice. Get a book of old SATs and try this out until you're fast and accurate. Now, what happens if you don't know one of the words in the stem, or if you don't know both of them? You're still fine. As long as you know enough of the vocabulary words and the answer choices, you can get a lot of analogies right. Princeton Review verbal teacher Kim Magloire explains. Practice the test-taking techniques you've learned on real SATs. You can get a copy of the College Board's book on the new SAT. It only contains one exam, but at least it's a start. Again, thanks for joining Betsy, Peter, and me. And from all of us here at the Princeton Review, good luck.
Bye, Lauren. Betsy.
Bye, Peter. Bye, Lauren.
Bye, guys.
Cat. Dog.
And salt.
Pepper.
Black.
White.
Leningrad. It's just a joke. Okay.
Peanut butter.
Jelly.
Dog.
Cat.
Boy.
Me. I like that one. That was a good one.
In. Up. Boy. Marriage.
Salt.
Pepper.
Black.
Brown.
What am I to do with you, you jokester, you? Dirty.
Fool.
Sir, as much as I think you're a fine fella, you have not passed the Joe Bloggs test.